What is going on, guys? When I'm unboxing today, we're going to talk about Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Obviously, we heard a lot of drama already, the whole stipulations with the catch weight and the rehydration clause, and I think that Ryan Garcia at this point, he's just running with it. Now he's saying, is that left hook in the contract as well, where I can't throw it, or you know what I mean? He's just having fun with it now, but it is what it is. If it's for marketing, then it is for marketing. But today I'm gonna dive right into this in this video about why I personally think that Tank Davis will win this fight. Also, we're gonna talk about the stipulations and stuff like that, and there's some very interesting things about this. But both of these guys, Tank and Brian, have had some great careers so far. Some highlight moments, some highlight knockouts. Um, and both have had some obvious wins, obviously some self-explanatory wins that you could say, like, there's no way those other people can win against this opponents, right? So let's start with Tank Davis. Tank Davis, I personally think, has the better resume. He's more experienced. I don't think he has fought like somebody super significant probably till now, but on April 22nd. But let's just look at some of his fights. The Leo Santa Cruz fight, it was kind of obvious that Tank Davis was going to win in my eyes because Leo Santa Cruz don't have no power. He doesn't have no power. He couldn't get Tank Davis off of him. He did have some tough fights though, Tank Davis, where he was down in the scorecards and then he came out with the victory by KOing his opponents. For example, the Rolly Romero fight. Rolly Romero, he doesn't have elite defense, but he had his moments in the fight. And Tank Davis, just countered him, hit him really solid, and he was down and he was out. The fight between him and Mario Barrios. Now, Mario Barrios, honestly, Mario Barrios was on his way out of 140 pounds. He was going to 147. And he was also fighting in the undercards of Tank Davis. So, you know, the team saw that Tank Davis could take him out, right? And, Mario Barrios had a lot of success against Tank Davis. And towards the later rounds, Tank Davis, saw that he was down and, he was pressure. Mayweather went over there and told him, hey, I just want to let you know that you're down in the scorecards. And guess what happened? Tank Davis just knocked him out and the fight got stopped. Now, he also had a tough fight against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, he couldn't not KO Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and a lot of people thought it was a draw. I personally thought it was a draw as well. It was a very, very competitive fight. It was a very, very close fight. Tank Davis was throwing those uppercuts, and those uppercuts were being blocked by Isaac Pitbull Cruz because he put his guard up. And plus, he's shorter than Tank Davis, so it was kind of hard for him to land those uppercuts. But now let's look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia also has had some self-explanatory fights where we know 100% that he was going to win because he was like, launching his career, and we're not going to put him with some opponents where it's going to go something wrong. But he did get stunned by Morales. I know you guys remember that. Carlos Morales stunned Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia was holding him and looking at the clock until the fight was over, right? And he came out with the victory because it was a unanimous decision, and he just stunned him in one of the rounds. Also with Luke Campbell, when Luke Campbell dropped him in one of the rounds, so Ryan Garcia right off the bat, he had to fight through a lot of adversity. He had to come back and bounce back from moments where he showed weakness. And after those two moments that happened for Ryan Garcia, a lot of people started, does this guy have a suspect chin? Because, he gets done pretty fast. So anyways, but he's come out with the victory. That's what I'm saying. He's had that warrior mentality. Has come out with the victory. Now, this is where it starts getting interesting, okay? So Ryan Garcia was fighting at 130, right? And then he went to 135, and then he started calling Tank Davis for a long time at 135, right? Ryan Garcia fought to go at 140 pounds. I could honestly tell you guys that when I saw Ryan Garcia at 140 pounds, I said to myself, this is the weight class where he belongs. He looks strong. He looks big. He looks ripped. The guy looks unstoppable at 140 pounds. And let's be honest, To Go just came to collect a check and go. Also, then he went and fought Javier Fortuna. Now, after the To Go fight, Ryan Garcia said he wanted to go back to 135 pounds to pursue the Gervonta Tank Davis fight because he had been calling him out for a long time. What happened was that Javier Fortuna and his team, you know, they didn't have enough time to make the weight at 135 pounds, and they said, you know what, let's just make the fight at 140. And Ryan Garcia agreed to that. And again, like I'm saying, Ryan Garcia looks really, really good at 140 pounds. And I thought that that was way better and a way more advantage for Ryan Garcia against Fortuna to fight at 140 pounds because Ryan Garcia just looks good. And guess what happens? He stopped Javier Fortuna. But he said that he did want to go back to 135 pounds to fight Tank Davis. Well, let's just say this. Is there really a problem with the catch weight? I personally think it's not. I personally think that the biggest problem here is the rehydration clause. It's not so much the catch weight. Because Ryan Garcia, out of his own mouth, he said, after the To Go fight, I'm going to 135 pounds because I want the fight with Tank Davis. Meaning that he wanted the fight at 135 with Tank Davis. So the agreement, in my own personal opinion, should have been the fight being at 135 pounds between Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis with no rehydration clause. You see what I'm saying? That would have been fair because Ryan wanted it in that weight anyways. You wanted the fight at 135 in the past. Like you said you were going to come down. The Javier Fortuna was a last moment thing, was a last minute thing that it happened at 140. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, and this is where I come in and I say that Tank Davis beats Ryan Garcia is because Ryan Garcia has shown some weakness at 135 pounds. He's been stunned. He's been dropped. If Luke Campbell dropped Ryan Garcia at 135 pounds and the fight is at a catch weight of 136 pounds. So remember, it used to be at 130 and not 138 catch weight. Now they moved it to 136. That's a big difference. So 136 is more closer to 135 pounds. And if Luke Campbell dropped Ryan Garcia, what do you think Tank Davis would do to Ryan Garcia if he gets caught? Given the fact that Tank Davis hits harder than Ryan Garcia. It will be night-night. I'm telling you, right off the bat, it will be night-night. Let's look at skills now. Ryan Garcia doesn't have quick feet. He doesn't move quick on his feet. He is really quick with his hands, but he does not have good footwork. He stays in the pocket, kind of like Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia stayed a lot in the pocket as well. And, Tank Davis was bouncing in, bouncing out, in and out, and that's what he was doing, and that's how he beat Hector Garcia. Now, I'm not comparing Hector Garcia to Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia has more speed in his hands for sure and has more power, right? But I'm just going based on footwork, Another thing is that when Ryan Garcia throws his left hook, he throws it pretty wide, really wide. Tank Davis has speed as well. He could counter if Tank Davis says Ryan Garcia only has a left hook and nothing but a left hook. And if he's right, then guess what they're training at? To take away that left hook by Ryan Garcia, to counter that left hook by Ryan Garcia. Because if that's all he has, then you work to take that away from your opponent. You now have him thinking. You now have him thinking of what to do. Let me give you an example. Now, again, I'm not comparing Canelo Alvarez to Ryan Garcia, but Canelo Alvarez is known for his left hook, right? Canelo Alvarez is a tremendous fighter. His left hook is one of the best in boxing, if not the best. He uses his hip, he feints, and he's really good. He's knocked out a lot of people. He hit Caleb Plant really good with it. He's hit Triple G really good with it. But remember the fights with Canelo Alvarez and Triple G? Triple G started catching that, because they had 3 fights. Remember that. So Triple G started catching it. Canelo Alvarez had a really good left hook. And in some of the rounds, when Canelo Alvarez was throwing that left hook, Triple G knew that he was going to throw that left hook, and he countered him right away with the right and kind of threw Canelo Alvarez off his rhythm. You see what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away because I know Canelo Alvarez won the second and the third fight. I think that the first fight he lost, but that's what I'm trying to say. And I personally think that Gervonta Tank Davis' team will do that against Ryan Garcia. They will take his left hand away. They will study it and counter it. But, that's just my opinion, guys. And last but not least, in my all honesty, I want Ryan Garcia to win this fight. He has nothing to lose but everything to prove. He needs to prove me wrong that he could handle this guy. You know what I mean? But I just don't see it. I think Tank Davis beats Ryan Garcia. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Does this make sense to you? And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.